Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead cast. Me Matt. It'll be free for you all on a very classic map that's been ported to Company Heroes 2. Fire River Valley, I believe this one is called, and that is a very famous one if you've ever played Company Heroes 1. Let's go through the players, shall we? Represent the Axis. We have Vlox going as Panzer Tactics for the Waffen-SS. We have King as Propaganda Tactics for the Waffen-SS. And we have Hellion and Ostdivision for the Wehrmacht. So a lot of troops have been pushed to the front here to fight against the oncoming Bolsheviks. Represent the Bolsheviks, we have Amota, without any commander choice yet. We have W, going straight for Motor. That's the Soviet Union, obviously. And we have Empsu as Tank Division. Have to see if Amota goes for anything specific. They're definitely starting with triple sappers. Oh, a little bit of lag. Okay. Triple sappers. That is a very interesting build. Well, the Germans have to push up here. This is the Via River Valley, but it's been changed so there's not a river here, so you can actually fight over this area. So you cannot just wall off bridges like you used to back in the day in Company Heroes 1. Which I think is a decent change for this one, just so you can actually have more flanking maneuvers. Got the Volkssturm moving into the center here from King. Volkssturm being a much cheaper Rhine militia unit you can get if you're playing as SS Propaganda. Kind of like a last-ditch effort kind of unit. And they can also merge with other squads, which is a surprisingly handy feature. We'll stop the fight against the sappers up here. Oh, we do have a commander choice here. It is Tank Destroyer. Okay, so Tank Destroyer, Motor, and Tank against Panzerjäger, Propaganda, and Ost. Very interesting mixes. But the Osttruppen and, well, not really Osttruppen, these are Volksgrenadiers, are fighting against the Germans up here, against the Russians up here. We do have an actual squad of Osttruppen securing the flank here. Or the rear, anyway. Volksgrenadiers pushing up alongside the Kugelwagen and the Sturmpioneers. Still no sign of the Russians here. The Russians are moving up to perhaps have a fighting position to cover the center. The Volkssturm are engaging with the conscripts now. Maxim going out for the Russians as well. And the Volksgrenadiers are slowly just trying to find a way to get up on this Russian position. We're under Brandflasche. The Brandflasche, unlike the Molotov, was actually industrially produced in factories, so if you're wondering how that works, it's a very interesting little thing. Oh! That's gonna force the Russians to get out of there, especially as the Osttruppen come up. Okay, they're gonna merge with the Volksgrenadiers. They are, okay, that's a great use of them. Generally having a unit you can merge with can actually help so much. Looks like we have a lot of fighting going on the fields here, long-range firefights, and some firefights here. But no full-on engagements yet. The most battle we've had is up here. Now we have a singular German leading the rest of a squad now of Osttruppen. Very fascinating. Now they have no AT weapons on them at the moment, so they have to be very cautious. Max seems to be very careful with sets up. There are mortars coming out for the Soviet Union now. Volksgrenadiers pushing up here again, but there is this Jeep nearby. They're being upgraded with Panzerfaust, that'll help them deal with the vehicle thing, get close to it. But I think they sacrifice their Brandflasche when they get a Panzerfaust. Lots of conscripts coming up here now. That'll definitely allow the Soviets to retake this position. You can only overrun positions early with a lot of conscripts. Especially if the Germans have no suppression weapons. But they have already here. This is an MG34. This needs to get set up fast because that's a Dushka. They killed the gunner though. And killed the crew entirely.
We have lost one of our armored vehicles.
Maxim Destroyer gets to deny it to anyone. The conscripts are being very aggressive and pushing up towards the little forested area. Pioneers are trying to keep them at bay.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And Volksgrid is mostly a man with Ostrup now also here now. Molotov going out on the Pioneers that need to get out of there. And more Ostrup now arriving. A small Pack 36 arriving as well. There's some kind of artillery standing in. That's probably from the mortars, looks like it. You also have an actual Storm Grenadier here present. Much better infantry to be able to all Mthis troops. But the Germans on the north flank needs to re-secure that fuel if they can. That's very important to have that fuel going. Looks like the Russians are preparing a minefield. But in that max, it might actually work out. They make it very hard to push up on. I don't think that conscript's gonna last much longer though. But he's basically serving as a distraction and he died.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
So the minefield will get established. But that's an anti-personal minefield. And with the maximum opening fire, that's going to make it very difficult for the Germans to push up there. And with the center, there's just a long firefight going on with nothing else. We actually have a lieutenant from the Soviets here, from the motors, I believe. Because in that uniform, which is a really cool looking model, by the way. That's the Soviet vanilla sniper model, I believe. The Germans are still trying to push up here. PPM armed the sappers. And the mortars opening fire again. It would appear that our mortars is mostly relying on sappers and trying to get elite infantry now, actual guards. Getting the 67th guards. I'm not good with Russian names, I'm afraid. Which are very good anti-tank infantry, actually. Who can sneak. I believe they're one of the few infantry with flamethrowers that can sneak. It's a very fascinating thing. Ooh, that cool Wagner's being very brave. Looks like it might have paid off. Yeah. Very nice. Here's the 67th Guard being equipped with PTIS and SVTs. The semi-auto rifles and an anti-tank rifle, generally a good choice, I suppose. We use a lot of captured Panzerfaust and such. Sabers are just getting mowed down on the open thanks to the MT-42 here. Bunker's been established by the Soviets. And when the Soviets are just taking in around here, we have almost an even split on the map. But I think the Germans got the upper hand because they managed to take this munitions point. Which I think is probably gonna aid them a lot. Munitions are very important in Spearhead. Lux only has Storm Pioneers and an MG. Did he lose anything else, or did I miss something? Here comes the 6th to 7th Guards. But I don't think they're going to be able to do much unless they get in a good position. Oh, they're pushing over the stone fence. Okay. That might be risky. He's pulling back behind it.
Anti-tank gun is ready for action.
Also have 57mm AT gun coming out here. We also have a lieutenant for the tank division. And we have a motor... Udon in a motor... Udon troops in an armored scout car here. Oh, they have been equipped with the RPD, so that's a pretty powerful machine gun. Bunker going up here for the Central Germans. Here's some Volkssturm are holding up here by the ruined castle. I think that's like a nice touch, there's like an old castle here. Also the Untersturmführer from them. Low ranking SS officer. We have a Black Half Track coming up here. That'll definitely help hold back the Soviets, unless they get vehicles. Black Half Track is actually really good, but the issue is these guards have AT rifles. Can they shoot it? Oh, there's a side blocker right there. I think the flag might have time to turn around. 50 cal opening fire though from the scout car. I don't think the scouts will do a lot, but the scout car definitely will. Yep. Armored car broke through. And there's a lack of AT equipment down here.
T-70 light tank has arrived.
So I think if this armored car can get through here, it could just cause a lot of issues for the Germans on their flank. Strong guys do have an AT rifle grenade. Oh, it hit the stone wall. Oh, that's not a malfunction. But the armored car is forced to pull back because his engine is damaged. Water around here for the Osttruppen. Trying to fire back at the Soviet mortars. Wait, the Soviet mortars actually encounter barrage, so it's the other way around. Recon sweep coming overhead from the Soviets. Artillery called in by the Soviet lieutenants. It's gonna be 8.82. I'm not good at what that number is. Anyway, it's gonna be mortar barrages. Landing all over the place, as you can see, actually doing a lot of damage to the Germans. Doing the bunker, holy shit. We also have a sniper here available for the Germans. A Scharfschütze. Puma arriving here. That should be able to deal with the T-70. Missed though. Not one you wanted to see. Oh, that's a side blocker. Oh, good shot though, killing it. You have a Valentine arriving here for the Soviets. A Lend-Lease tank. Provided by the British. Booby trap here will stop the Soviets from taking this. Gonna make it very difficult for the Soviets to move up further until they get tanks, I feel. Those have brought a lot of artillery though. Udon lost the armored car, they have to pull back. That's a very expensive squad to lose. Dropping smoke, good to see. Valentine pushing upwards. Valentine, surprisingly decent light tank. Should not be underestimated. Ooh, did not penetrate the Puma though, that's a big deal. But does know that the Puma is fighting back. And yeah, it looks like the Valentine won that engagement pretty handily. We have a pack coming out here for the Waffen Assistant Descender. It looks like the sniper is just slowly picking at the Soviet front line. Aim for these guards, it feels. No, he's like aiming it for the bunker. Oh, you don't want to get in range of those guards. They have a marksman. Nice been spotted here to get out of that. Empty bunker being established, but I don't think that's going to help unless they actually get some units out. The battle feels a little bit more even now again because of the Soviets advancing. Big push coming out here from the Odon, but they're going to run straight into Untersturmführer. Break going up on him though. Still, I think losing the Odon is probably a bigger loss. Valentine just pushing around down here. There's not enough to stop them. You have a Panzer IV arriving for them, which might help. Goes on F1 holding the northern flank here. Soviet mine has been late though. Several Soviet mines actually. T-34 76 arriving. Very cheap tank if you're playing as a tank commander. Only 55 fuel for like a medium tank, that's actually pretty good. That'll definitely be a threat to the F1. That's for J moving upwards. Those do have an AT gun though. Well, technically it's a field gun. It'll suffice. This is an AT gun. And this is a field gun. Big difference. But it'll still serve it in the role pretty well enough. No penetration so far at the longest range. Ooh, another miss. Gun troops are still nearby here. Have to be very cautious where they move. Oh, looks like a brave Vox Grenadier managed to get a Panzerfaust off on a Valentine, but died for it. Osthopen really only have Osthopen left as infantry. Oh, we do have a Hauptmann called in. Tell them we see the front line. Artillery going in here in the center. Ooh, looks like the Maxim got really lucky. Beutepanzer Sherman here. Unique Beutepanzer be able to if you're playing as Panzerjäger for some reason. Siberians on the field. Using the same model as you would on the vanilla sniper model. Really good long range infantry. Counters recon, so they will spot stealth stuff. But I think heavy hits there already. Beutepanzer down. Artillery going in on the Pack 36. The front line is slowly starting to become a little bit static. There's still a lot of artillery going on that side. And we see King is using the Volksturm to reinforce which is probably a very smart move because it saves you a lot of manpower to utilize the Volksturm as your reinforcement. They only like 9 manpower apiece, so you can just pop those into any other squad that needs them. And that way you just get cheap in reinforcement. Bull Wagner's taking some heavy hits there. Oh, it's a big Soviet push. Ubichop goes off though. Pillbox attempting to be set up, but it's been cancelled. Guess it's under fire. I think the T-34s need to push in too. Need to apply pressure. There's not a lot of German AT here actually.
Brave infantry have made the ultimate sacrifice.
Look at Fate present here. T-34s pushing upwards. We're pressing the Osthopen with their machine guns. Smoke shell going out to cover them. Good to see. Another Valentine and the southern flank here. Having a duel with the Panzer 48. Also the Panzer 48 won that.
Another vehicle has been lost in the defense of the Rodina.
More non-motorized troops are present. Ready to move with the T-34s. No, not to stop them here. Oh, good shot there from the Panzer 48 actually. That'll definitely help. The Soviets do need to find a way to push up here. Oh, F1 down, and that's exactly the opening the Soviets were needing. That means they could probably safely take this point now. Yeah, the heads are arriving for the Ostdivision. Heads are essentially being a small diminutive Panzerjäger, a tank hunter, made on the chassis of the Czech Panzer 38C, I'm pretty sure. Which is a tank that the Germans used in the early parts of the war after taking the Czechoslovakia. But now the Soviets do hold this fuel point, which is probably a big deal. But the Germans might be poised to take it back, but the Maxim is setting up. I think I might have a good overview of the position. MT-34 coming up too. Yeah, not much going on the southern flank at the moment. We do have a Rakettenwerfer set up and everything. The propaganda tactics are having a little bit of an artillery fight in the center. We had the furnaces veterans called in, any elite unit available to if you're playing as propaganda. You can only have one enemy in the field at a time. Ooh, Storm Grenadiers might get mowed down there. Looks like they did. That Maxim is pretty lethal. We just have a static line setting up here. Lots of mortars from the Soviet end. Need to repair the roof on that bunker. What if it starts raining? Then Ivan is gonna get completely soaked. And the mortar shields just keep landing. And we have the guards pressing again here. We were trying to scavenge the wreck. Oh, we have more done coming through the center. But I think a mine got him. I think it's a mine anyway. Hard to say. Veterans are going to try and make push, but the Maxim has pulled back. I think the veterans should be able to, with the support of the heads, to take this point easily. Ostop moving up too. Scope, Stone Gewehr, and MG42 being equipped on the veterans. Pretty good combination. There's still one T-34 able to hit them. But that's where the heads should come in. No penetration from the headset. T-45 ace. The veterans are pulling back because of that. Ron's made another push for the center here. Or maybe that's Flakhaft that killed it. M-Chas Sherman, Lend-Lease Sherman available to the Soviets if you're playing as motor. Provided by the Americans. The Western Allies provided a lot of Lend-Lease weapons to the Soviets via the ports of Murmansk, as I believe. Murmansk and Vladivostok. You also have the 25th Panzer Grenadiers, a unique Panzer Grenadier regiment available to you if you're playing as Ostdivision, probably one of the better Panzer Grenadiers in the game. Can be equipped with a lot of good equipment. Very brave Stuk. Fighting up against T-34 and two M-Chas. No penetrations on it. Very lucky. Throwing a Blink Harbor. Oh, we have a Goliath. It's running through the Blink Harbor. The thing is, the Blink Harbor is not a smoke you want to run through. It's chemical. It's a chemically toxic. Oh, I think the Goliath might be spotted. Yeah, it's already got a damaged engine. A 50 caliber bullet hit it. Oof, destroying those two buildings. We have lots of artillery, well, mortars going in from either side. Katusha, I think. Yeah, that's a Katusha. Oh, we're doing quite a bit of damage. We also have a plane flying overhead at the moment. Looks like it's some kind of recon run called in by the Soviet Union. The Flak is trying to take it out. Most of them have been pinned there. Those are the M-Chas keeping them at bay. Artillery dig called in though on the Soviet positions in this little farm. And indeed the Soviets are pulling back because of it. Only one shed remains at this point. Oh god, this entire place got ruined. Another Katusha going out. Katyushas will be very potent the longer this battle goes on for the Soviet Union. Not a weapon you should underestimate. The Germans are still trying to push through up here, but the 85 Ace will be able to hold them at bay. Not 85 being called in, we now have Fortoviki being called in rather than conscripts. Actual trained Soviet soldiers. MG and T-34 working together. Panzerwerfer shots. Seems like most of them missed though. Very unfortunate. All the machine gun shots is just too much there.
Guards troops ready for action.
The Caduceus are firing again. Hitting the front line. Gets are still alive somehow. The little tank destroyer that could. Backing off into some trees. Some fear and pack on the hill now. Good position actually. Just needs to be lucky with its shots. No penetration. But it's a very good position rather. You have a very good angle to cover the side. Second Panzer 4G arriving for the propaganda tactics. Oh. Lux has lost a lot of troops since he's using Russian SS at this point. Russians that have been forced to fight for the Germans being thrown into the meat grinder. We have a lot of things going on here. I believe the Russians 30th SS, I believe, or the Russian number 2 here, were essentially conscripted from essentially POWs, and they were actually given a choice: either they starve in the war camps, or they get food and fight against their former comrades. And many of them chose the food because they knew if they were going to be captured by the Russians anyway at that point, they would probably be killed for as deserters or anything. So, because they took their chances, they were just used as meat shields most of the time, though, which is pretty obvious. And not the a very high quality of unit. Oh, good shot from the Rakettenwerfer. And then the Stuk gets the kill. Few mortar shells landing around the old ruined tower. Tisha firing again. This time the rockets do not seem to do that much. They did set a house on fire, which was a Fort HQ actually. Jagdtiger preparing to be called in, okay. Got a recon run going ahead. Tiscon took out the Stuk. The recon run is flying overhead here still. Taking some flak shots though. Might go down if one more shot penetrates. Yeah, it goes down. Smoke shells landing across the tower, apparently. Pretty big smoke shells at that. More T-34-45s being prepared. ISU-1 52 Sviato Boy coming in for the tank destroyers. That is a huge gun. Osttruppen pulling back to their own position. Wonder why they were hit the center. Might have missed why that was. Also some grenadiers present. Looks like it's a bit of a peaceful lull in the battlefield now. Oh, here they come. Soviet tank pushed forward into a Rakettenwerfer and faced the consequences of an 8.8 centimeter rocket up its ass. Booby traps are also on the front line here for the Germans. They are ready to keep the Germans at bay. The Russians at bay, I mean. Katyusha firing again. Run Russian SS squad destroyed. But the other one is still alive. Runner killed on the forward HQ of the flak. MT opening fire on the hill. Oh, he's trying to shoot out the grenadiers, getting one of them. Now the bunker trying to be set up might be a bad idea with all the Katyshas, I'd say. Like heading there for the recruit. We do have a Yaktik on the northern flank here. Hetzer went down. We're done pushing up through the forest. And T-5485 so slowly just getting shots in. But now, there's a Yaktiker. And I don't think even the 85 can fight that frontally. When the 25s are pushing up. Ah, they're hiding. They got spotted there. The 25th got too close. Oh, Yaktik is just waiting for the right shot. Because of a howitzer being set up here by the Osttruppen. Ost division does get access to howitzers, and I got a message on my phone. How typical. Typical messages just happening randomly. Yaktiker pushing up. We have a Jagdpanzer coming up behind it. You also have the 70. Oh! Double shot. Overmatching. Bam! Putting a lot of pressure on that front lava, even despite how thick it is. '85's pushing forward. They might not want to do that. We have a lot of repair teams thanks to this forward HQ. German forward HQs provides repair teams, while Allied forward HQs provides medics, if you're wondering. There are shells going in. Pack on the top of the hill here, still in a very good position. Able to cover a lot of ground. Just not penetrating a lot. What T-54 is arriving. Katysh just opening fire. I'm not sure what this truck is doing. I'm not sure what that truck driver was trying to attempt. Where's the ISU 152? There's still a Kettenwerfer. They need to take that out first of all. Oh, it's using armor piercing. Yeah, that's not what you want to use in this kind of situation. You want to use high explosives. The Soviets are just taking in on the southern flank now by the looks of it. Yaktik is pushing up with an Alf class to spot full. It's 1 T-54 gone. Yep. Being hit by a giant shell. '85 is trying to get shots in, that might not be enough. Yeah, and 85 down. And then Ace has to pull back.
Commander abilities ready.
Not looking good for him at all. This is a ring fire. I think they're trying to aim for an immobilization on the Yaktiker. Oh, they marked it. The Red Air Force is coming in to keep eyes on it. Panzerwerfer shots going in though. Lots of good Panzerwerfer shots right there. Actually, not that good. It could have been better. Tukas flying overhead. And all the Soviet tanks are slowly being killed off one by one. Ace has to pull back there. The turret's considered a repair station, I think, because they're playing as tank regiment or tank division. I assume pushing up, still using armor piercing.
Vehicle detection now.
That might be. I don't think our motor is new. Well, I think our motor is new to the mod. You can select this button here to switch out with high explosives, so just something I'd recommend. But it might help deal with the Jagdpanzer. No penetration. But no penetration in return. The Rakettenwerfer has taken the chance to move up. Jagdpanzer got a penetration there. Will the Rakettenwerfer open fire? It will. And there goes the ISU.
We are suffering vehicle losses.
Panzer 4J pushed a little bit too far up, I feel. But it's not gonna be easy to take out this Jagdtiger. Even though it lost its turret traverse, which doesn't really matter to a Jagdtiger. It can only point one way anyway with its gun. Looks like the Germans are pushing on the southern flank now.
One of our emplacements is under attack.
Another MT arriving. I think the German counterattack might just hold. Looks like they'll be able to hold around this castle. And if the Germans can take out this bunker, they can push a lot. That's actually a lot of defenses. Never mind. The Soviets are dug in pretty heavily here. Katyusha's opening fire in the area.
We have authorization to appropriate nearby dwellings.
With guards though, and from Taviki pushing up to secure this ruined farm.
Panzer IV deployed. Awaiting.
Anti grenade going out. Didn't do anything. Using the old RPG-40 grenade. You should always upgrade to the RPG-43, I think, however it's called. Not from this building, it's from this building. RPG-6, my bad. The RPG-6 is way better as an anti-tank grenade. Oh, we have veterans here, armed mostly with Volksturm. And they're holding off they're protecting the tanks. Or the armored vehicles anyway. And first move. We also have a Tiger Ace in the fields. So Germans have pulled out everything they need to hold the line actually. The howitzers are doing a good job bombing the Russian positions. I don't think the Soviets can last much longer at this rate. Because it looks like that these Soviets have run out of steam at this point. And the Germans are just slowly pushing up here with their heavier armor. Katyusha's opening again though. Not sure what they're aiming at though. Well, the Rakettenwerfers are firing. Around here by the looks of it. Jagdpanzer took some heavy shots there. No penetration there.
More of our troops have been lost.
Veterans equipped with Sturmgewehrs and a stolen RPD, okay. And also most of the squad is just Volksturm, by the way. It's only one veteran actually. Oh, fascinating. Lots of artillery going in here. The Soviets are losing a lot of territory at the moment.
Upgrade complete.
Oh yeah, I don't think the Soviets can hold on for much longer. If they can't take out these heavier armored vehicles, then they're just gonna get slowly pushed back to their base area. And fighting a Jagdtiger frontally is not an easy task. All the German infantry is slowly pushing up behind. Supported by Osttruppen. And some Panzergrenadiers. Planes flying overhead for the Soviet Union. And the Jagdtiger is pushing up again. Hauptmann is trying to lead the charge. But got cut down by an 85mm shell. Oh, I think they're going for it. They marked the tank. They immobilized it. They just need to keep moving. And focus on the next target. But there are packs behind the cover. Oh, Ace is out of control. Oh, and the pack at the hill that protects it. Wow. Positioning did actually matter. The Shermans were not in a fighting condition though. And they just did not have enough armor and infantry to support the push. It was a good attempt though. They almost took out the Jagdtiger with the braver tank assault. Katyusha's opening fire. An 85 ace. Well, the best of the Red Army has been called in here. I don't think it'll be enough though. Germans could probably start pushing up with their King Tiger at some point. Oh, I got another good shot on the Jagdtiger there.
Combat engineers are standing by.
But will it be enough? Oh no. Will the pack on the hill get it? That pack on the hill is doing such a great job.
Pioneer Cooper is ready for action.
Not 85 down thanks to the artillery shell. And the Soviet infantry is trying to make a push for it now. Oh, they're trying to man the 85 and fire. Oh, they took out the gun on the Jagdtiger. And another brave push. The Soviets are being very brave today. But I don't think it'll be enough. The Jagdtiger's engine has been repaired. Oh, but the grenade secret! The Udon did it! Heroes of the Soviet Union won and all, but it will be enough to win the battle is the question. The Soviets have already suffered catastrophic casualties. The southern flank is just turned into a static artillery and long-range fight at the moment. If the Soviets cannot push back the Jagd weapons, it's gonna be over. The Jagd weapons are simply providing too much of a wall for the Soviets to break through. Suddenly went up in smoke. Looks like another Jagd weapon went down the southern flank. Propaganda's pulling in a lot of Sturm Pioneers though on this flank, and the veterans are still around. And we also have an Elephant now coming in for Ostdivision. Much like the Jagdtiger, except it's armed with an 8.8 centimeter gun. Well, it's an 88mm. It's just a very high frontal armor. Not nearly as good as the Jagdtiger, but far more economical. What are the Soviets going to do is the question in this situation. Can they do anything? And they're still holding on to the southern flank pretty well. But the German artillery is starting to hammer them quite intensely. And the Tiger Ace has not made a move yet. Just being held in reserve. Sometimes holding units in reserve can actually be handy in case you get pushed back. I guess there's no need to pull it in at the moment if your allies are pushing them all to heavy armor. Getting Beth opening fire. Yeah, the Soviets have lost a lot of troops on the southern flank now due to all the artillery. We also have an SU-122 coming out, Elephant presence. Elephant and Jagdpanzer working together is definitely a hard combo. And at that point the Soviets pull back evidently, not wanting to fight anymore. I hope you all enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one, everyone. Bye bye!